Apparently I work at a salon now, by user Sparklezeki. Last time I went to a public salon my stylist was running late, so I was just walking around browsing the photos as you do. A woman comes in and starts telling me how much I messed up her hair, very loudly. I just kinda stood there and laughed a little, which whoops. Infuriated her. I was wearing all black so I just wrote it off as a mistake and whatever. She storms over to the front desk and demands to see the owner to talk about my poor haircutting skills. The owner is deeply confused when she points to me, so she looks up who her stylist was in the appointments. I'm just chilling when the owner brings over the person that did her hair so they could help adjust it and get it right. I know I was wearing all black, but I do not know how she got us confused. Her stylist was a black woman, I'm not black, with black locks, I'm a redhead, no locks, and was about 5 inches taller than me. We made eye contact and both had to not start laughing while this woman ranted. Oh no, you're going to get me fired, by user no process 8360. So I went into our local grocery store to pick up several items. I wandered down the can aisle and this woman starts stomping her foot and pointing at a can. As I walk by her my honest thought was this woman had mental health issues and was out with an aide. Just as I pass her she starts yelling, "Oh, are you just going to ignore me?" And I had stopped to grab a few items off the shelf and she says, "Hey, I'm talking to you, we're the only ones in the aisle," so I point at myself and shrug my shoulders assuming her worker will step in and stop this behavior. But no, she starts in with, "You need to grab this can for me, it's falling over," to which I replied, "I'm sorry, I don't work here." She fires back with, "Just because you're not clocked in doesn't mean you don't work here." No, that's exactly what it means, and even if I did nobody answers to stomping feet. I figured I'd grab the bare necessities and get the heck out of there as she starts shouting that she's the #1 customer and I'm going to get fired for speaking to her like that. As I'm cashing out I hear her berating the manager on duty and demanding I be fired for swearing at her, etc., that her and her husband won't be treated like that. I told the cashier I was the one they were yelling about and I wished them luck. Sir, this is a Target not Hot Topic, by user own_championship 4180. Dressed in my usual all black pants and shirt, docs, bat-themed jewelry, and a leather jacket while pushing a cart with 2 kids in it and a 3rd child following me through Target, a man stopped me and asked for help. Assuming this was one person just asking for another person to help, I asked what he needed. He pointed to a shirt hanging high up on the wall. I told him I wouldn't be able to get that down because it was way too high. He looked at me like he was insulted and asked me to explain myself. I looked at him and said, "I am 5'2" and you are at least 6 feet tall. If you can't reach, how do you expect me to get it down?" He sneered at me and demanded, "Get one of those poles." Matching his energy I told him to find it your damn self or find someone who works here to help. To which he replied, "I am. You work here, get it down." At this point I started laughing because I seriously thought I was being filmed for a TV show. Nope. He was serious, infuriated, and didn't like I insinuated this was a prank. I couldn't stop laughing and told him he might want to check the Target dress code because I look more like I walked out of Hot Topic in the 90s, not the red and white box store. I spent 10 minutes waiting for a cardboard cutout to help me, by user Adam53185. This may have been one of the most embarrassing moments of my entire life. Here goes. So, I was in Best Buy getting a gift for my sister's birthday. I wasn't able to find what I was looking for, so I began looking for an employee. I looked over and saw someone wearing a Best Buy uniform, so caught his eye and made a light gesture in greeting. I waited for about 10 minutes just to wait if he would come and assist me, like some people expect. I get pretty anxious approaching strangers, especially store employees. So I waited, finding it odd that this guy has stayed still. Eventually, I got tired of waiting and went up to this guy, intending to ask him for help. This guy was a cardboard cutout. I had waited for 10 minutes for a cardboard cutout to help me. I died inside. Do not recommend. You just walked right by me at Total Wine, by user WazoAdiman13. A couple years back I went to a relatively new Total Wine. I was wandering around, looking, browsing, not carrying anything. I had my wired earbuds in. Also, I was wearing a threadless shirt that had a teddy bear smothering another teddy bear to death. Of note, the Total Wine uniform was black pants and a white button-up shirt with the Total Wine logo on it, no murderous teddy bears. As I'm going through the store, I pass by a guy who must have said, "Where can I find?" But, I didn't respond, since, you know, I don't work there. I get about 10 feet past him and he just gasps. I can tell the gasp is directed at me. So I turn around and take out my headphones. He launches into an angered I tried asking you a question and you just ignored me and went right on by. I look at him. I look at my teddy bears. I say I don't work here. He lets out an incredulous but, you're wearing a headset. I just stare at him as I put my earbud back in and continue walking.